If you have a fairly modern graphics card like this one, then you can actually use it to help stop the war in Ukraine. Yes, really, I'm not kidding. And in this video, I'm gonna go through how that works and why it's really important that you help out if you can. And I'm also gonna show you how to do it both with Nvidia cards and with AMD cards. So this started about a week ago when the official Ukrainian Twitter account posted a Bitcoin and Ethereum address that were open for donations. Now, these addresses have since been verified as being official, and all of the money donated there will go straight towards helping the Ukrainian people protect and defend themselves from this highly illegal attack on their freedom. So where our graphics cards come in is that we can actually use these to mine Ethereum to this address. And for those of you who don't know, mining is the way that new crypto coins are created. So just how dollar bills need to be printed, new crypto coins need to be generated. And the way that works is that since cryptocurrency is all digital, we make computer hardware like this graphics card perform difficult calculations, and whenever it is successful at solving one of those calculations, it is rewarded with a new Ethereum coin. Now, don't worry, mining is not going to ruin your graphics card, I promise. As a matter of fact, mining is less stressful on a graphics card than gaming is, since mining is a steady, constant load on the card as opposed to gaming, which fluctuates. And because of this, what we can all do is set our graphics cards to mine Ethereum to this address. And the more of us who do that, the more money will be generated into the Ukrainian wallet, which means they will have a massive leg up in helping to stop this war. And the good news is that mining cryptocurrency like this is actually pretty profitable right now, which means that we can actually make a proper difference here. For example, a single 3080 can mine over $100 in just 1 month. So imagine if 10,000 people do that after watching this video, that's over $1 million per month. Now, before we get started, I just have to be real with you guys for a second here. Some of you who have been following the channel for a while know that I actually live in Europe, not very far from Russia at all actually. And I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that if Putin is successful in his illegal invasion of the Ukraine, that he has no intention at all of stopping there. So if we aren't able to help the Ukraine successfully defend themselves now, other countries like mine are sure to be next. So please do what you can to help the Ukraine right now. And I'm also going to ask you to please share this video with anyone else you think would be able to help in this way. And if you're a content creator, then please consider making a video about this. And feel free to use the hashtag #MineForPeace if you want. Now, in order to keep this video short and to the point, I'm going to show you guys what to do, but I'm not going to explain exactly how it all works. So if you're interested in this, I'm going to leave a link to a playlist I have of videos that shows you the basics of how to get started in crypto mining. So I leave a link for that up in the corner there, as well as in the description of this video. But with that out of the way, let's get started. All right, so the first thing we need to do is come to our desktop and make a new folder here called mining. And the next thing we need to do is we need to make an exclusion within Windows Defender and any antivirus software that you might have for this folder. And that is not because mining software is malware, but because a lot of malware has mining software within it, you know, and that doesn't mean that mining software is malware, but unfortunately Windows Defender isn't smart enough to understand that difference yet. So that is why we need to make an exclusion for this folder. And you do that by coming down here and typing in Windows Security, opening that up, click on Virus and Threat Protection, scroll down to Virus and Threat Protection Settings, hit Manage Settings, then come down here to Exclusions, Add or Remove Exclusions, and it's going to show you this box, and you say yes. Then you hit Add an Exclusion, Folder, and you just select the folder that you just made and hit Select Folder. And there we go. And if you have antivirus software installed on your computer, you might have to do something similar within that software as well. Okay, so the next few steps are going to be different depending on if you have an Nvidia graphics card or an AMD graphics card. So I'm going to show you how to do it with an Nvidia graphics card first, and then I'm going to show you how to do it with an AMD graphics card. So if you have an AMD graphics card, then you can jump to this part of the video. Alright, so if you're still watching right now, that means you have an Nvidia GPU. And as you can see, I have a RTX 3070 installed in this computer right now. So let's just get started. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna download the actual mining software that does the mining calculations on your computer. And I leave a link to this in the description of this video. So the miner you need for Nvidia cards is called T-Rex. So this is what you'll see when you click on that link. And what we need to do is come down here and find the one called T-Rex and then a version number and then Win for Windows. We're gonna right click on this, hit Save Link As, and we're going to save that in our newly created mining folder here. So I'm gonna hit Save there. And that takes care of that. Now, you might be greeted by a little notification in your browser saying that it doesn't know if this file is safe, but just say keep anyway or whatever it might say in order to download that file. So once that's downloaded, we open up the folder and we just extract this zip archive. Hit extract all and then extract. And so there's our miner. And this is what it looks like. Now, don't be put off by how complicated and messy this looks. It's going to be very simple, I promise. And the next thing we need to do is set up this miner to actually work and mine to the Ukrainian Ethereum address. And in order to do that, we go to our pool website, which is called Flexpool. And the pool is basically just the service that makes sure that the coins you mine go to the address that you want them to go to, in very simple terms. And I'll have the link to this pool in the description of this video. It is called Flexpool. And what we need to do is we need to click Get Started up here. And then we need to find Ethereum and hit GPU mining. And then we need to find the Ukrainian donation wallet address here. And so we do that by going to the official Ukraine Twitter. And I have this link to this specific tweet in the description of this video as well. So you can click on that and then you can copy the Ethereum address here. So I'm just gonna right click on that, copy. And then I'm gonna come here and I'm going to paste it in here. Then I'm going to go down and it's going to tell you to select your region. That is just because your connection speed to the pool matters. So what they have done is they've put servers up all around the world so that you can have a fast connection no matter where you're mining from in the whole world, right? And so for me, the fastest one is going to be the Germany one. So I'm just gonna click that and I can scroll down here. And here, it lets you name your worker. And so what I suggest that you name it is hashtag mine for peace. And then you can do an underscore and you can name yourself whatever you want. So I'm going to name this Nvidia Seb because my name is Seb. And then we're gonna come down here and we're gonna find a little box for T-Rex Miner, which is the mining software that we just downloaded. And all you need to do is just select everything in this box, right click and copy it. Then you come back to the folder where you downloaded T-Rex and you can select any of these really, but for simplicity, let's go with the Ethereum Flexpool preset that already is here. And I'm gonna right click on that. I'm going to say edit. And you might be greeted by a box like this. Then you hit more info, run anyway. And then you can just select everything in here, get rid of it, and then paste what you got from Flexpool. And then just file, save, and close it. And if you want, you can rename this to whatever you want. For example, I'm going to name mine for peace. And there we go. The very next thing that we're gonna do is we're going to download MSI Afterburner so that we can properly overclock and power limit our GPU. Now, I know what you might think, but overclocking is not going to be bad for our GPUs in this instance because a properly clocked and power limited card is actually going to last you a lot longer mining than one that is just running stock. And that is because with setting proper clock speeds and power limit, we're able to run our card a lot cooler, which is going to make it last a lot longer. So I promise the way we're gonna overclock here is not going to be damaging your card any more than it would be if you were using it for regular gaming. So to download MSI Afterburner, we come to this website here, which I again will have linked in the description. And we're gonna right click the download Afterburner button and say save link as. And we're going to save this in our mining folder. So I hit save. There we go. And now if I go back to my mining folder, I can see MSI Afterburner here. So I'm just going to extract this just like we did with T-Rex. There we go. And now I can just run this installation wizard. Hit yes. English is fine. Next. Accept. I don't need this thing. Next. Install. And that's it. That's how we install MSI Afterburner. And now that that's done, we can, well, I don't want to show the README, but let's run MSI Afterburner. So let's hit finish. And here we go. This is what MSI Afterburner looks like. And here you can see my GeForce RTX 3070 is selected as per default. And if you want to learn how to properly overclock your specific GPU to get the absolute best performance out of it, then I do have a video on that. So link to that up in the card there as well as in the description. However, for this video, if you just want some safe numbers that are most likely going to work great for 99% of you guys, if you have a 1660 card, a RTX 20 series card, or a RTX 30 series card, then what you can put in is core clock all the way down at 502, because Ethereum mining doesn't really use the core that much. Memory clock we can put at 900, and then power limit we can put at 65%. And so as we've done that, we just hit the apply button here. And then what we do is we come back to our folder with T-Rex in it. And now we can just double click on our mine for peace file. And you should be up and mining, helping the Ukraine. And this is what it looks like when you're up and mining. So you can see your graphics card here. You can see the speed at which it's mining, which is 59.10. And you can see how much electricity it's using and the temperature. The only thing I'll say is make sure that this temperature stays below 65 C. And if it's getting too hot, what you can do is just come into MSI Afterburner and adjust your fan speed setting here. So what you might need to do is click this A to take it off of auto, and then you can manually set it at a higher speed as you need, and then just hit the apply button here and your fan speed shall increase. And to close the miner, all you need to do is hit the X button up there, and to reset your clock settings, all you need to do is open Afterburner and hit the reset button here and then close it. And that's it. So you can now jump to this point in the video where I show you how to check on your progress, as I show the AMD guys how to use their cards in the meantime. Alright, so if you're watching now, that means you have an AMD graphics card, and this is the section for you. So as you can see, I have a AMD Radeon RX 6600 XT installed in this computer. And so the very first thing that we need to do is to download the actual mining program for our computer. And for AMD graphics card, that is called the Team Red Miner. And so I will link this page in the description of this video. So you just come to this page and then you go down and you download this file, which is called Team Red Miner, and then a version number and then Windows. So you right click on this, hit save link as, and you download that into our mining folder. There we go. And when you download, you might be greeted by your browser saying something like it doesn't know if this file is safe or not, and you just hit keep anyway or whatever it might say in your browser, because this is safe. And then we open that mining folder and we right click, hit extract all, and then extract, and then open this folder here, and again and then what we need to do is run this file that's all the way at the bottom called Windows TDR fix. and then hit run, and then yes, and then yes again, and then OK. And there we go. We have now installed the mining software. And next what we need to do is set up our miner to make sure it mines to the Ukrainian wallet. So what we do is we come to this website, which is our pool. Now, a mining pool is basically just the service that makes sure that the coins that you mine go to the wallet that you want it to go to, in very simple terms. And so I will have the link for this pool in the description of this video. It is called Flexpool. And the first thing we need to do is hit get started up here. Find the section for Ethereum and then hit GPU mining. And then we need to find our wallet address. So to do that, we need to come to the Ukraine Twitter here. And I'll link this tweet in the description of the video as well. So you can go there. And then you can select this Ethereum wallet address, right click, copy, and then paste that in here. Then you need to go down and select your region. Now, that is just because your connection speed to the pool matters. So what they have done is they've put servers up all around the world so that you can have a fast connection no matter where you're mining from in the whole world, right? So for me, that is the Germany one. So I'm just gonna click on that. Then I'm going to scroll down here, and here you can name your worker. You can name it whatever you want. However, I would suggest you name it #mine4peace, and then you can hit an underscore and then put in a little message or your name or whatever you want. And so for me, I'm going to put AMD Seb, because Seb's my name. And then what we need to do is just come down here and find the section for Team Red Miner, which is the miner that we downloaded earlier. So all we do is just select everything in this box, right click, copy, and then what we can do is just come back to our Team Red Miner folder here, and we can just right click on this Start ETH file and hit edit, and then just edit, select all, and get rid of all of it, and then just paste in what we just copied from Flexpool, hit File, Save, and close it. And so now it is ready to mine, and we can then rename this file to whatever we want. So I'm going to rename this mine4peace, and now I can remember which file it is. Now the next thing we're going to look at is properly clocking and power limiting your GPU within the AMD Radeon software. Now, I know what you might think, but overclocking is not going to be bad for our GPUs in this instance, because a properly clocked and power limited card is actually going to last you a lot longer mining than one that is just running stock. And that is because with setting proper clock speeds and power limit, we're able to run our card a lot cooler, which is going to make it last a lot longer. So I promise the way we're gonna overclock here is not going to be damaging your card any more than it would be if you were using it for regular gaming. And to get started, what we need to do is we need to run our mine4peace file here. So I'm just gonna double click that, and the mining software is now actually starting up and starting to mine. And so while that starts up, we open our AMD Radeon software, and then we click on the performance tab up here and hit tuning. And per default, it's going to look something like this. And so what we want to do is we want to hit the custom button out here. And basically we want to start tweaking the GPU to find our ultimate settings. And so we do that by first enabling the GPU tuning here, and we're gonna say advanced control enabled. And basically what you want to do here is you want to start sliding this slider here until you see this number in the miner start decreasing. So usually you can just slide it down a little bit like this, hit apply changes, wait for a little bit, see if this number decreases the next time around. So as you can see there, it didn't decrease. So then I can slide it down again, hit apply changes, and continue doing that until you hit the point where it starts decreasing. I know for my GPU, I can actually slide this all the way down to about 750. So I'm going to do that and hit apply changes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start tweaking the VRAM. So I'm going to enable that over here. And I'm going to enable advanced control. And now basically what you want to do is you want to start increasing this a little bit, hit apply changes. And again, you want to look at this number. And what's going to happen is this will probably start increasing now, which is good. We want this number to be as high as possible because this is the speed at which your card is mining. So you want to push this up a little more, apply, and wait for it to see if the speed goes up. And you want to keep doing that until you see your speed start to drop. And then you want to go back down a little bit again. So I know that for my GPU, that is at 2300. So I'm going to enter that and hit apply changes. Now, the very last thing you want to do is start pulling down the voltage here. And basically the same thing there as for the core megahertz here. So we just want to pull it down a little bit, hit apply, see if that affects our hash rate, as it's called, which is the speed we're mining at. And then go back, pull it down a little bit more, apply, come back to see how it's doing, you know, wait for it to refresh and see if the hash rate goes down or if it stays steady. And I know that for my GPU, I can actually pull this all the way down here and hit apply. And these are the optimal settings for my GPU here. Now, what you can also do is you want to look at the temperature of your GPU, which you can see in here. So as you can see here, current temp and junction temp, they're all really good. You want them to be below 65 C if possible. So what you can do if they get too warm here is that you can hit the fan tuning. You can enable that and you can just adjust the fan speed setting here if you want, and then hit apply. And that's it. You are now up and mining, helping the Ukraine. To close this down, all you have to do is just hit the X here on the miner, and then to reset your clocks in the AMD software, you can just hit the default preset here again, and then that's it. You can close AMD Radeon software. Now, the last thing I want to show you guys is how you can check on your mining progress. And so to do that, we come back to the Flexpool website here, and what you do is you go again to the Ukraine tweet here, copy the Ethereum address, and you paste that right up here at the top and hit enter. And here you can see what's called the pool dashboard for this wallet address. And so as you can see, it even says here on the website, this is the Ukraine donation dashboard. Thank you for your support. So very nice of them to put the little flag there and everything. And as you can see here, don't worry if this looks really complicated, it doesn't matter. But what you are interested in is you can see here how many other people are actually currently mining to this address, which we have 28 people mining to it currently and 12 who have been mining, but they have turned their computer off. Maybe it's because they want to do some gaming on their graphics card, or they just turn it off overnight or whatever. And what we can see if we scroll down here is we can actually see the different workers that are currently mining to this pool to help the Ukraine. So as you can see, here is my computer, which I called Mine for Peace Nvidia 𝐂𝐍𝑒v, which was, you know, when I showed you guys how to do it with the Nvidia GPU. And so what I'm hoping for is that I will start seeing a lot more hashtag Mine for Peace workers down here. And I hope everyone watching has the ability to put at least one graphics card mining to this address to help the Ukraine. So thank you. Thank you so much for doing what you can in helping with this. And as I said, please share this video with anyone and everyone you think would be able to help out as well. And also, if you wouldn't mind giving the video one of these, I'd really appreciate it. It helps the video reach more people within the YouTube algorithm. And now, if you want to learn more about mining, there'll be 2 videos on the screen that you can click on. You can also subscribe to my channel if you want by clicking the picture of my face. But more than anything, please just follow the steps in this video and do what you can. Thank you so much.